All right, so continuing the Summer Report series, the finale. Today we're taking a look at the Winnipeg Jets. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe if you have not already. Let's take a look at the Winnipeg Jets. All right, so this is long overdue, but this is the finale, the Summer Report series. So the Winnipeg Jets are an interesting team. They didn't do a whole lot in terms of adding this summer. They unfortunately did a lot of subtracting, and there's still some neutral ground between some players, and we'll get into that. So, over the summer, they lost Tyler Myers. He went to Vancouver. That was a big loss for the Canucks. For the Canucks. It was a big gain for the Canucks and a big loss for the Winnipeg Jets. And even more so now because Dustin Byfuglien seems like he may not be coming back to the NHL. He may indeed be retiring. And the Canucks already... I just did a Canucks video, that's why. The Winnipeg Jets are already lacking in that department in terms of defensemen. They lost Jacob Trouba. He was traded to the New York Rangers. Now they lose Dustin Byfuglien. They lost Ben Hutton. That was a guy that they maybe could have gone in on. And they lost Tyler Myers, who went to Vancouver. So this is tough for the Winnipeg Jets, and they still have some issues to get through, starting the season now. So take a look at the Winnipeg Jets. They have around $15 million in cap space. That's very easily going to be put on at least one, if not two players, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Those guys being Patrik Laine and Kyle Connor have yet to sign contracts with the Winnipeg Jets. All right, so taking a look at some free agents for next season, though, as if this season couldn't be, you still have guys for this season that have to be signed. We're looking at it next year, but we're doing it anyway. Josh Morrissey, Dmitry Kulikov, Nathan Beaulieu, Sami Niku, and Laurent Brossoit. So, Josh Morrissey, Kulikov, Beaulieu, Niku. They're going to be in the top six for the Canucks. That's four of the top five defensemen, excluding Neil Pionk. That is the top five for the Canucks. You also have, like I mentioned, so you have Morrissey, Kulikov, Beaulieu, and Niku. You have Tucker Poolman as well. And you also have Neil Pionk, who they acquired in the trade with the Rangers in the Jacob Trouba deal. So, that's a little bit concerning as far as trying to not only bring back guys like Patrik Laine and Kyle Connor, but you also have a real deficiency this season. What could next season look like for the defense for the Canucks? Why do I keep saying that? The Winnipeg Jets. Very, very concerning. But you can't worry about that now. It's win now in Winnipeg. It was win now last year. It was win now the year before that. Win now this year. And eventually it's going to catch up to you. But if you win the medal at the end of the day, it's all worth it. But the Jets have not gotten the cup yet. So that's something to keep an eye on. All right, so taking a look at the lineups. Okay, so the Winnipeg Jets. See, this is the thing. It's so hard to, look at the line combinations and just credit to dailyfaceoff.com. They really help me out with the lineups and things like that, what the projected lines are to be. And taking a look at the first line, you got Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, and Blake Wheeler. A very, very solid line. Scheifele really blossomed over the last 2 years, and he is a very, very solid top six center. Blake Wheeler, he's getting older, but he's still producing at a very high rate. A very good player there for the Winnipeg Jets. Second line, you got Nikolai Ehlers, Brian Little, and Patrik Laine. Ehlers got signed to a sweetheart contract, so Ehlers is going to be a huge part of the Winnipeg Jets moving forward. He may feel a little complacent this season because of the contract situation, but he may get some, top line playing time because of some issues with Laine and Connor. Brian Little, a fairly solid second line center. I think he's better suited in a third line role, but still a very solid center at the least. Third line, you have Matthew Perreault, Jack Roslovic, and Christian Vesalainen. So Vesalainen is a younger player, and he's going to probably be making the lineup out of camp here in Winnipeg. Very exciting to see a guy like that come in. Perreault, he's getting older. He's toward the end of his contract. He's definitely there as more of a mentor, and he's had some issues in terms of his character, but he is still a good hockey player. Jack Roslovic has taken Perreault's spot as the third line center. I expect him to continue to grow. He had a fairly good season last year. They were hoping for a little bit more from Roslovic, but I would expect him to have a pretty good year. Fourth line, Andrew Kopp, Adam Lowry, and Mason Appleton. So we have a couple of new faces there, as well as a couple of older faces. Lowry's been there for some time now. He's a good centerman. Andrew Kopp can also play center. And Mason Appleton, I do not know much about him. I believe he played with Manitoba over the last year or two. So he should be this is unfortunately what happens. We're seeing some rookies come in like Vesalainen and Appleton because of the lack of depth, unfortunately, in Winnipeg. Those are the guys they're going to have to rely on, though, for their depth moving forward. So taking a look at the defense, this is where things get interesting. So you have Josh Morrissey, and they have Dustin Byfuglien listed here, but we are all pretty much under the assumption Byfuglien is likely not coming back to the NHL. So, second pairing, I would expect either Kulikov or Sami Niku to jump up. It will probably be Sami Niku, could be jumping up to the top pairing there with Josh Morrissey. Morrissey is really, one of the more solid defensemen in the NHL. They're going to expect a lot from him, as well as now Sami Niku, who has to fill the void of Dustin Byfuglien. All right, so we talked about Kulikov and Niku on that second pairing. Third pairing, you have Neil Pionk and Tucker Poolman. So these guys are going to be fairly important to this team, more so now. One of them is going to probably jump into the top four, probably Neil Pionk. But Tucker Poolman had a pretty good season last year, to say the least, and he's probably going to be looking to continue that this year. They also have Nathan Boyu on the roster. He's going to be looking to get the roster spot now. He's pretty much got the position now that Byfuglien's gone, but he should be in there. And like I said, there's positives and negatives to this situation. A lot of these defensemen are going to be up for a new contract next year. I would expect them to be in the lineup as much as they can and to put up as many points as they can because they know they are in a contract year. So expect a year of trying to prove people wrong in Winnipeg in terms of their defense. And then goaltending, same as last year, we have Connor Hellebuyck and Laurent Brossoit. So some really solid goaltenders there in Winnipeg. Brossoit has been a very good backup for the Jets, and things didn't work out so well with him in Edmonton, but since he's come to Winnipeg, he's turned over a new leaf and has looked like a very solid goaltender at the NHL level. Connor Hellebuyck got that big contract last year, and he is a very good goaltender, a stud there in Winnipeg. They're going to need him to continue to do that this year. He might have to steal even more games this year because we don't know about that defensive support, how that team is going to gel. It's a new-looking group on the back end and even up front. So this is going to be an interesting year for the Winnipeg Jets. Do I have them making the Stanley Cup playoffs? It really depends. I wish I could say a number, but as of right now, without Patrik Laine and without Kyle Connor, I really can't put them any higher than third in that Central Division. I think it's going to be a tough division. You have the Blackhawks, who could be back up on the rise, the Dallas Stars, who had a very good season last year, the Nashville Predators, who won the Central Division, the St. Louis Blues, who just won the Stanley Cup. There's a lot of competition there, as well as the Colorado Avalanche, who look a lot better this year. They added Bowen Byram, Alex Turcotte. This team looks solid there in Colorado. Another year, Nathan McKinnon, and hopefully they get things done with Rantanen. But there is a lot of factors here. It's going to be difficult for Winnipeg. It for sure is going to be difficult. And the amount of guys that they've lost over the past couple of years, is it going to finally start to break in, get them going? I have them getting 82 to 86 points this season. Not a terrible season, but I think they squeak out one of the wild card spots at the end of the day. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you think of the Winnipeg Jets heading into this year? Am I too critical or am I being fair? So let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe as well if you have not already. Check out the rest of this Summer Report playlist. So we have done all 31 NHL teams, soon to be 32. NHL teams in this series. Make sure to check out our Instagram as well, at Goal Line Hockey. Thank you for watching, and that's a wrap-up of the Summer Report series. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.